Who's going Kendall? Cole, do you want to go with us? I've come to love boarding school just because of the people that you meet. These kind of relationships that you create at boarding school are totally different from any other relationships that you may find in other schools. And it's scary doing your laundry for the first time or making your bed by yourself for the first time. But these are things that you'll eventually need to learn as an adult too. So it sets you up so well that you start these things early. Now we're going to the Kendall building where we're gonna do Spanish. Expectations for guys is a blazer, a tie, a dress shirt, khakis, and a belt. And I think some people might look at this as wow, it's so strict, it's terrible, but I think it's actually pretty good. The main thing for me is when I'm dressed up like this, I feel like an academic, I feel like a student, and that kind of helps me throughout the class day, doing my work, because I'm dressed to learn. I think to a certain extent, the workload is kind of what you make it. And what I mean by that is there are mandatory classes that you have to take, but once you get to senior year, it's kind of more elective based, where you choose your electives and your classes. I think that's where it kind of becomes a little fun. It doesn't really feel like work when you're doing something that you actually have a passion for, that you actually love. We're headed to school meeting now in the Hess Odd. We have a speaker today, actually.
We honor our foremothers and our forefathers because when they dreamed of a better life, we were that dream. When they thought, one day maybe my family will, and here we are.
We just came from a school meeting, and now I have a free period, so I'll just be going to the library and getting some work done. The biggest thing I learned from Deerfield is, say you have 15 minutes, you have to be able to be productive in those 15 minutes to get your work done. You have to find different times to do your stuff, and you'll be fine. I know people might worry about all the responsibilities at Deerfield, but you create a schedule eventually, and when you're able to follow that schedule, it all works together perfectly. What? We're heading to AP Stats class, Miss Newland.
Every die corresponds to buying a bottle. You're sketching this down.
3% chance, so there's a 3 out of 100% chance that it happened. So we just finished 6th period, so now we're headed to lunch. It's the end of the day, since it's a half day on Wednesday. We're just gonna walk through lunch, and then go to our games after that. So in walkthrough, we can grab our own food, sit with whoever we want, but during sit down, it's more structured, you get assigned a table. I've connected with so many different teachers and adults through the sit down meal program. That's how I talk to them outside of an academic setting, which I think is important to kind of creating these relationships with adults. I've met so many students that I just normally wouldn't interact with through sit down meals. So when I walk a hall, I can say hi to people from all different grades, all different sports, all different backgrounds, which is something that I find really cool. Best part of my day would probably be soccer practice or soccer game. It's just disconnected, I guess, from the academic realm at Deerfield, so I kind of forget of my tests, quizzes, homework, which I think is great for my mental health. And I just love the sport. I've been playing it for my entire life. And being able to continue that here is super important to me. Coming into Deerfield, I was always a big sports guy, soccer. But then I found out that in the winter and spring we also had to do something as well, and I was kind of lost, what should I do? I joined an a cappella group my junior year at Deerfield. Never in a million years would I have ever done a cappella before I got here. I was always a terrible singer. I guess the a cappella leaders didn't think so my junior year and this year. So I think Deerfield offers so many different opportunities to try new things, not just athletics, but arts and theater and stuff like that. I think the biggest thing I take away from my Deerfield experience are the skills I learned. School always preaches put your phone away, heads up campus, and I think that's imperative to kind of the development from a 9th grader to a senior, just being able to talk with people, conversate, and not just with students, but with adults as well. It will help definitely prepare me better once I enter college and into like the real world.